the day I started the niqab, the day I put it on my face, like, oh my god. Assalamualaikum and welcome back to MehdinaTV.
We gotta eat Pizza Hut.
So as you can already tell by the title what this video is about, it's about 5 tips on how you can start hijab and niqab. And if you are watching this video, you probably want to learn about starting the hijab or niqab, or you want to start the hijab or niqab. And if you want to do it, keep watching the video because you'll find tips that'll help you, that helped me start the hijab and niqab. So before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe down here. If you like watching videos like this, if you guys like watching challenges, if you guys like watching vlogs, I do a lot of them with my husband, and as you can tell, he's not here because this is all about girl stuff. So let's get into the video. Number 5, we're gonna go from bottom to top. So number 5, the tip that helped me a lot, because I started the hijab and the niqab at the same time. So the one thing that really helped me is research. And I emphasize that a lot. You really need to do your research. Learn why you want to do the hijab or niqab. Learn about the hijab or niqab, what the value is, what it means, what it actually describes, why you have to do it. Learn about it. Learn about the intention as to why you want to do it. Do you want to do it because you want to look good, because it looks nice when you see a woman wearing a hijab? Or do you want to do it for the sake of God? Or do you want to do it for, you know, just protecting yourself? So just learn a lot about the hijab and niqab as to why you want to do it, as to why anyone would want to do it. For me, what helped me is when my mom started the niqab, I started asking around. I started doing a lot of research, and I don't know why. I started going hard on the research. So what I did is I started by asking a lot of my friends that did the niqab as to how they feel when they do the niqab. Like, is it scary? Is it tough? And then they would give me answers, and then I'd go on the computer and I'd look at forums and I'd look at how women wear niqab and if they're happy, if they're sad. Because a lot, like, you know, much like everyone else, I used to think women were oppressed when they were wearing the niqab. Yes, I was one of those people. So I did a lot of research, and when I figured out that, you know, there is an opinion that niqab is part of Islam, I didn't take any time, and I started both the hijab and niqab at the same time. So the number 5 tip is research. Number 4 is making the intention to start wearing the hijab or niqab. So if you guys are just starting out, and if you just, you know, want to learn about the hijab and you're in the process, you're like iffy, like, should I start, should I not, you know, then you would just benefit from this tip, because what really helped me is making the intention. While I was researching, I was like, I'm gonna do it someday. That's how I started. I think that's how we all start, right? Like, you think, oh, I'm gonna do it someday. Because when I was younger, I used to think, you know, when I'm in my 40s, I'll do hijab or something like that. Because that's what I saw. Like, growing up, I saw only like older ladies wearing hijab, or older ladies, like very old ladies wearing niqab. So I used to think the same way. I'm like, maybe when I'm 30, maybe when I'm like 40, I'll start hijab. But like, the really important thing is to make the intention. Because once it's in your heart, then it'll, like, you know, it'll surface somehow. And that's what really helped me. Moving on to number 3 is to cancel out all the outside noise. And guys, I know this is like one of the hardest things, because when we're making the intention to start the hijab, or when we see what the media says about women that cover themselves, we wonder, like, you know, what are people gonna say? People are gonna do this, people are gonna do that. Am I gonna get to like work? Am I gonna get a job? Am I gonna get to study? Are people gonna look at me weird? Are people gonna stare at me? And these are all normal thoughts, and I used to have those thoughts too. I did. When I would look at people who wore niqab, or when I looked at people who just covered their heads, I'd be like, well, I wonder if they get stares. I wonder if they have people telling them, you know, don't do this, don't do that, you know. I felt like the people around me really affected the way I used to think about the hijab and niqab. And I think this is a very important tip. You just have to cancel out the outside noise. You have to listen to your heart and what you want. Just listen to yourself, know why you're doing it, you have the intention, you want to start, you do it. Don't listen to anyone else. Because I know it can be really hard, guys. I've been through that. It is really hard. In fact, even after I started the niqab and hijab, I got people telling me, you know, it's so hot, I don't know why you do this, you don't have to do it. And it gets really disheartening, but you know what? You have to learn the reason and the value behind it. And you know what? I promise you, once you know why you're doing it, once you have the right reasons of starting it, people are not going to affect your decision. No one can tell you to take it out because you'll know why you're doing it. And that brings me to my number 2 tip, or like the second tip, the second biggest tip. And that would be to take it one step at a time. And the reason why I say this is because I know I'm weird, so I started both the niqab and the hijab at the same time. If you guys have seen my niqab story, I'll pin it somewhere here. But if you guys have seen my niqab story, I talked about how I started in grade 6 and I did it for one day. And I wasn't ready to do it at that time. I really wasn't. I was too young and I didn't know the reason behind why I was doing it. I just kind of like, you know, I saw my friend wearing it. She was the only girl in the school wearing the hijab. And I got inspired. So I was like, maybe I'll just do it, you know. And I felt more confident. I mean, I didn't feel confident wearing the hijab because honestly, at that time, I didn't really think it was part of my religion to wear it. So I didn't really understand why I was wearing it. Just kind of looked cool to me because I liked that girl. So I was like, you know, I'll just try it. It looks nice. But yeah, I wasn't ready to do it. So I would say the number 2 tip is to take it one step at a time. Start slow. If you think it's too hard to go or be a full-time hijabi, start slow. Like, make the intention and do it and see how you can, you know, move your way up the ladder. Like, you know, you can start by like wearing hijab sometimes outside, and then once you're more comfortable wearing the hijab, because I know my revert sisters and my convert sisters, I'm sure you have like a lot of like trouble starting something like this all of a sudden, because I know my husband is a convert and a lot of the times he has a lot of trouble transitioning into this life. And you know, you have to take slow, it takes time, and you have to get used to certain things. But inshallah, I promise you, once you start and once you do that first step of like wearing it and trying it out, and then like, you know, just getting used to it, it'll be easier to move up the ladder. And I don't think we should judge anyone for wearing their hijab a certain way, because everyone has their own spiritual journey and everyone needs their own certain time to start wearing the hijab. I would say, like, even for me, when I started the niqab, I had the intention in my head that I was just gonna wear it for one day. That's how I started. I was like, I'm just gonna wear it for one day and then I'll take it off. And you know what? That made it a lot easier for me to start it, because I knew that if I didn't want to wear it after this day, I can take it off. And that really helped me. And so I would say, like, you know, the number 2 tip is to just take it one step at a time. Nothing happens in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't learn how to swim in a day. So, you know, just make your way up the ladder. It gets easier, I promise. I promise it gets easier once you get used to it. And that brings me to my number 1 tip. And that is to just start it, guys. Just start it. You have all of the items in the bin. You have the intention, you have the research, you have the one step at a time thing down, and you have the fact that, you know, you're not gonna listen to anyone else, so just start it. This, I believe, is the hardest part about the hijab or the niqab. I know the day I started the niqab, the day I put it on my face, like, oh my god, I remember the shivers I had, the goosebumps I had, that, you know, I'm really gonna do this. Like, it's happening. It's really happening. So guys, like, you know, just start. It takes that one step. Just start, because I know it's so hard. It's easier said in words than it is to do it, but it is so hard. But it's so beneficial, because once you do it, you got the scariest part out of the way. And the other part is like just, you know, living your life with it. I feel like just starting is the scariest part for anything. For any type of task, just the starting moment is the scariest, because you don't know what to expect. But once you do it, guys, I promise, there's always gold at the end of the rainbow. I'm so cheesy. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. But yeah, just start. That's my #1 tip. And I know that when I started, I had that thing in my head, like, oh, I don't even have a niqab, right? Like this piece of cloth. I was like, I don't even have a niqab. My mom came in and she was like, because I was being doubtful. My mom just comes in and she's like, oh, Mehdina, don't worry, I have a pair. And I was like, oh, I guess it's really happening then. I'm really gonna put it on. But for my sisters, for all of my lovely sisters watching, when you wanna start hijab or niqab, there's nothing to worry about, because I will give you a tutorial on how to wear a niqab using a hijab. So you can find any cloth in your house, anything in any cloth, and I'll show you how to turn that into a niqab. And for that, I'm gonna use my husband as my volunteer. Husband! So guys, my hijab and my niqab tutorial is very simple. All you need for that is this hijab. Well, you can use any kind of hijab. I'm just using this jersey one because I like the jersey material. But yeah, you can use a jersey material hijab or anything, or you can get an underpiece. And if you don't have an underpiece, guys, not to worry, because you can also use a bandana, and you can get that at a dollar store, because trust me guys, I got this at a dollar store, so I know they sell these. So yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Guys, so this guy is my volunteer for the day.
Lego, yee.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
So we're gonna start with the bandana.
Should I put it on my head?
Yeah. So basically, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna bandana you up like this. Can you take your glasses off, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Now I'm blind.
So yeah, you guys can keep your glasses on, but for the purpose of this tutorial, how do you look?
I can't see.
And then you take the hijab.
Soft jersey cotton.
You put it on. You keep one flap long and one flap short. And now for this part, I'm gonna use magnets.
Yee! No pins.
No pins, because I don't want to like poke
Stab.
my husband, yeah, at the back, but you can use like a safety pin to do this part as well. So you're gonna move this part back like this, and you're gonna pin it up from here. And then this part goes up like this, and then goes through here. So you notice that I didn't cover his eyebrows, but you can. Just bring your hijab down and you can cover your eyebrows too. But for this part, can you like loose just over here and go all the way through here? Can you turn on the side? Over here, and then I will pin this part.
Don't stab me.
I'm not gonna stab you. Like this. Here you have your niqab tutorial.
I'm the niqabi girl in the niqabi world.
Stop it. But anyway guys, I hope you like this tutorial. It does do a good coverage, but obviously like I don't have a pin right now, but if you had an extra pin, you can just pin it here, because like this part keeps coming down, but this is a way that I personally wear niqab sometimes. Anyway guys, I hope you guys like this video of 5 tips on starting hijab or niqab for beginners. And if you guys liked it, please feed our like button because it's hungry.
It's hungry, feed it.
Please subscribe to our channel. And if you want to connect with us, you can always just go on our Instagram, our TikTok, or you can just email us. Everything is in our description. And we do post a video every week. So please guys, don't forget to subscribe and turn your post notifications on so you'll be notified exactly when we upload. Until next week, Assalamu alaikum.